The first WWE Monday Night Raw of the new era. Is this the Triple H era? Is this the Paul Levesque era? Is this the Renaissance era? The Cody era? We don't know. Triple H said we ain't even gonna call it nothing yet. We're just gonna let it come into fruition, whatever it's gonna be. And I agree with that. We don't know what this is, so everybody just pump their brakes on trying to coin a phrase or title this, whatever you want to title it. Let's just enjoy the ride, like the final boss say. The first Raw, the new era, solid show. Solid show. Now, coming off of the biggest WrestleMania of all time, did I expect the biggest Raw of all time? No. Last year Raw after Mania was complete garbage. We're not even going to recap that, though. If you watched Raw after Mania last year, you knew what that was about. So this was better than that. So I go home happy, WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2, I attended both events. Watching Raw, I kind of wish I attended the Raw 2. The crowd was hot. The crowd been hot all week. Philly hosting WrestleMania has been nothing short of spectacular. If you ask me, Philly has been the best place to host WrestleMania in the last 40 years. We're not even gonna worry about WrestleMania 15. That was a little blip. WrestleMania 40, we redeemed that, and we hosted WrestleMania pretty well. And I hope WWE is considering coming back and not waiting 25 years. So let's start off. Raw started off very heartfelt, man. Like, this Cody story just continues to get better and better and better. And I was supposed to mention this later on in the show, but I'm going to mention it right now. They got a WrestleMania 40 behind the scenes documentary that just seems like complete cinema. Just seems like a work of art. My God. They're really going behind the scenes. Now, I mentioned this dude name before, I think when I recapped WrestleMania Night 2, Lee Fitting. He's in the position Kevin Dunn is at. That hasn't been made official. I'm just running with that because that's what I got from what Triple H told us at the press conference. Lee Fitting. What he's doing production-wise, as far as the TV shows and this behind-the-scenes look, them pulling the curtain back just a little bit, is just incredible, man. Wow. Just the trailer for that, I'm looking forward to that so much. And going into this Netflix era, it just seems like the production of the WWE programming is just going to a next level. And Triple H said we ain't seen nothing yet. And I really, really believe that we haven't seen anything yet. But as I said, the Raw starts off very heartfelt. Cody, he comes out. No, Triple H actually starts the show. He brings out Cody Rhodes. Cody comes out with the belt. The crowd goes crazy. It's an emotional moment from the beginning. And Triple H tells him, man, I got something for you that somebody showed to me and wanted me to show to you. And I said, nah, man, we ain't doing that. We're going to show this to the world. And they didn't have the big Titantron. They kept the same setup that they had for SmackDown. So they threw a little, what was it? A monitor. Like not even too big, just a monitor so Cody could see it. And I believe they had it on the Titantron up on the big one up top. But they didn't have the big Raw sign where the entrance was at tonight. And they showed a vignette that, oh man. It was a tear jerker or eye jerker, whatever that saying is. It was really heartfelt, as I said, and just showing the whole journey of what Cody had to go through and what Cody had to overcome. And Cody is crying, and I know people always say Cody cried too much. Cody cried, and I agree. Before Mania, he was doing a little bit too much of crying, but this was appropriate. You know, it was very heartfelt, and like I said, wrestling is the best when you mix in the real life scenarios, what people are going through, real life with the character. Cody Rhodes is a real person. The character Cody Rhodes is a character that people resonate with, and when you mix them things together, you just get something special like what we have right now. And incredible video. Cody, Triple H left and he asked Samantha to announce his name again. And the new WWE Undisputed Champion. As I said before, Samantha Irving is like second to only Howard Finkel. You know, she's been doing an incredible job announcing. She brings a certain level of emotion. She brings a certain vibe. You know, she's not there for just a check. And you could always tell when somebody has passion and love for what they do, it just bleeds. They can't even hide it. And that's what you get with Samantha. She announces his name again. And the whole time I'm telling, you know, my daughter's like, The Rock is coming out. Somebody's coming out. Either The Rock, Paul Heyman, maybe the new dude who just joined the Bloodline. Nah, he didn't even join the Bloodline. He signed with WWE, Fat 2, something Fat 2. He's related to Rock and something is gonna happen. This is all heartwarming and all, but this is still a show, is wrestling, and we'd like to see something chaotic. So, they're doing their thing. Cody, he's thanking the crowd, thanking the fans. So, what do you want to talk about? As he's going through that, if you smell, the final boss arrives, just as I thought. And he comes to the ring and, man, he gets the crowd hot. I want to let y'all know, Philly, y'all broke the attendance for the biggest gathering of trailer park trash of all time. The crowd was cracking up. That shit was hilarious, man. The Rock is gold on that mic. He was loving every bit of it, you know. He was somehow able to capture as like more heat than Dom, you know, because he's seasoned. So Dom, he's new into this space. So when they're booing, he does the same thing mainly every night. But The Rock, man, he knows how to get that heat. The final boss, man. We haven't seen nothing like this since Mr. McMahon. Let's be real. The final boss is on fire, man. So he gets the crowd heated up. Then The Rock brings up Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. He's saying like his father, he looked up to Dusty Rhodes, and The Rock says something like, "Yeah, man, your father and my father, they were really close." And, you know, sometimes I think, man, what will my father think about all the bad things I've done to you? He said, man, then I think again, I really don't care. This, once again, the storytelling, the details of what he's saying is just on point. Rock asked Cody anyway, I never held that title before. That undisputed I never held that. Can I see what that feels like? And Cody, you know, he's looking, trying to figure Rock out. You know, he got that Cody look. Can we switch titles? You can see what this feels like, and I can see what that feels like. They switch titles. The crowd chants, "This is awkward. This is awkward." I'm not going to be too overly critical. I'm not going to be petty. I'm not going to just be a negative Nancy. But this was awkward. It was like, why? I'm sure it's somewhere in the storyline this makes sense, but okay, we switched titles. I could understand why Rock would say that to Cody to play mind games. I just don't understand why would Cody say, okay. Like what? Okay, Muhammad Ali mother or wife or somebody related to Muhammad Ali made a great Brahma Bull, The Rock, the final boss belt for you. This belt has 40, 50 years of history on it. Respectfully, that Brahma Bull belt has it even been 40, 50 hours? Maybe 72, maybe. It doesn't seem like an even exchange, and I can't say it made Cody look weak. It's going to take a lot to make Cody look weak right now, but it was like they have this thing where they're writing Cody's storylines where he just does stupid shit, and you know what it is? I just thought of the perfect word. It's not even no hard word. It's gullible. Cody has a sense of just being gullible throughout, not even just now, throughout this whole storyline and throughout most of the storylines. Even with the Brock Lesnar stuff, he just comes off as extremely gullible. So they switched titles and then they passed the titles back. If I was The Rock, I would have been like, man, you burnt for this shit. Made him fight for it back. Like, come on, Cody. I would have been like, man, if I was Cody, I would have been like, fuck no, I ain't giving you shit. You just beat my ass in front of my mom, beat my ass in front of my belt, disrespected my dog, disrespected my family, disrespected my dad, disrespected everything I stood for. Almost cost me the title. I had to go through this bullshit with the bloodline rules because you pulled some bullshit with the ref on night one. And now we're switching each other. Now I'm doing you a favor? Fuck out of here. That's what I would have said if I was Cody, but Cody, he obliged and looked like a fool. What's next? Rock says he has to go away for a little while. Now, if you are part of a wrestling nerd like me or Mark, or maybe you're just a big fan of wrestling, you know Rock has to shoot a movie, and he's been doing this, for however long he's been doing this. He'll come, he'll stay for a little bit, do whatever he has to do, pick up his millions and go shoot a movie, pick up some more millions and come back to pick up the rest of the bag or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not even about money when you get to that level. It's just about legacy, to be honest. So it's to go away for a little bit. And my prediction, SummerSlam, something is going to happen. Something has to happen. And Cody Rhodes haven't seen the last of the final boss, but The Rock, he puts his hand in his pocket and says, Cody, I have something to give you. Cody, once again, that gullible look, looking, what you got to give me? And then he says something like, yo, you don't have to open up your palm. You know what this is in your hand. And he said some other stuff there. I didn't even write the notes, but that was the gist of it. Yo, you know what this is in your hand. And Cody, he's looking all mad. And if you're a Mark and you're following the storylines and listening to podcasts and all, it's the watch. Like, what else will be that small in his hand? It's obviously the watch. Now, if you don't know, Cody Rhodes' dad pawned the watch for Cody Rhodes to go to acting school a long time ago. I believe it was a Rolex. I wish I could pull the picture up, but I'm not even. Matter of fact, if I can, I'm going to try to pull a picture up in here. I'm going to figure out a way to edit it and show the picture, because Cody Rhodes has a picture where he got two of the title belts. He got the WWF that his dad won and they screwed him out of it. He got the undisputed title that he just won. And I feel like he has a watch in that picture, and he has a picture of Dusty Rhodes. And I feel like that watch that he pawned was the Rolex to have Cody go in there. And what else would it be? It's not a contract. It's not money. Cody's so gullible. It could be an air tag so The Rock could keep tabs on him while he's in Hollywood. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, it was obviously the watch, and it seems like that watch is going to be playing a part in the next storyline. Everyone wants to see The Rock versus Cody, and we might even want to see that more than Roman versus Cody at that point. I wouldn't be mad at Rock versus Cody. I actually want to see that over Roman and Cody right now. We could get Roman and Rock at WrestleMania 41. I'm not mad at it. They always wanted to do it. Go ahead. But Rock versus Cody, we need that. We need that. Night starts off with Nakamura, Shinsuke Nakamura. Why does WWE continue to bury Shinsuke Nakamura? I'm just over it. Why is he even on the programming if he's getting buried? Is there another superstar on the WWE roster that is getting buried more than Shinsuke Nakamura? Now, I know Dominic Mysterio could go in the running for who's getting buried more. Maybe JD, but I don't think so. Shinsuke Nakamura is getting buried week after week after week. It is incredible in a bad way that this is happening. It is insane. Matter of fact, I used the wrong N. Not incredible. It is insane what they're doing to Shinsuke Nakamura. I like his talent. He got one of them songs where everybody sings. He does great vignettes. I mean, the only thing he can't do is cut a promo that would translate to the American crowd, because obviously I'm pretty sure he could speak English, but it probably just wouldn't translate well. Man, put him with Paul Heyman, put him with a great manager. This back in the day, that's why managers were so important. For somebody like Shinsuke Nakamura, he needs a mouthpiece. He needs better writing. He needs something else. Burying a talent like this every week is uncalled for, man. Come on. Somebody write something better for Shinsuke Nakamura, man. He has to fight this dude. I'm not even going to lie. I never heard of him. He's NXT champion. I don't watch NXT like that, but Dragunov. I don't even know how to pronounce his first name. I'll work on that. Dragunov. The Mad Dragon. Now, he comes out and I'm not even gonna lie, it's something about this dude I really like. From the rip. Something, I can't even explain it. I gotta go back and watch some of his work. From his entrance alone, I'm like, man, I love this entrance. I love this dude look. I love his energy. He got the flash of red, the music coming on. He goes in, they go to commercial, and then they go and they have a match, and he actually, just to make a long story short, he goes over Shinsuke Nakamura. He beats him with this crazy flying headbutt, and I want to see more Dragunov. Hopefully they're moving him up. He's NXT champ, so he'll have to drop the belt to somebody, but I like what I'm seeing. I'm going to do some research on that guy, but Shinsuke Nakamura, he loses to the NXT champion. This does nothing for his career. This is nothing for him going into 2024. What do you write for Shinsuke at this point? Like, who is he could beef with on the roster? At this point, they might as well just have Shinsuke join Damage Control or something. Like, what the fuck? Let's just move on, man. Judgment Day come out with the new World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest. Says, all rise for the Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley first brought him out. And then they say, all rise for the Judgment Day. And they all put their belts up because Rhea got the belt. Damian got the belt. And who comes out? R-Truth right in the middle of them. Incredible to bring that storyline back. And R-Truth is such a great character overall, man. And man, now he has gold on him, and he deserves it. And him and Miz, the Awesome Truth, is a great tag team. I love watching them work. I'm gonna love watching them every Monday. And so they do a 6-man tag match, and Little Jimmy, which is R-Truth imaginary friend, The Miz, and R-Truth versus the Judgment Day, because you know the Judgment Day still beefing. Man, you can't. Damian Priest was like, "Nah, this ain't about to happen again." So they do that little back and forth thing. So they figure, all right, let's do a 3-on-3 match. Okay. So obviously the dude is invisible, so it's really a 2-on-3 handicap match. Awesome Truth versus JD and Damian, and who else was in there? I feel like it was JD, Damian, maybe. No, not JD and Damian. It was JD, Dominic was outside. Was he? I can't even remember. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Let me see. Hold on. Who was this? Was that Finn Balor? JD. Oh yeah, it was Finn Balor, JD, and Damian. Not Damian. Oh my God, Dominic. So they had the 3-on-3 match, and the time is now. John Cena comes out. He goes running across the ropes. Boom, boom. Starts whipping JD ass. Then hits him with the five knuckle shuffle. Then actually all three of them hit him with the 5-knuckle shuffle. So Michael Cole said the 15-knuckle shuffle. So then they hit him with the F5 or whatever, and they all three kick 1, 2, 3. Just a great segment for a Raw after WrestleMania. And even though we've seen Cena the night before, it was epic. It was good seeing him again. And Cena at this level, at this stage of his career, is just always great to see Cena. You know, we had a time period where we were fucking sick of Cena, and now it's like, I don't know, Cena just has that vintage legend card that he could pull, like Taker and Austin, and you know, The Rock. He's on that echelon where whenever he comes out, the crowd is gonna pop. We're gonna love it. I'm gonna keep bringing up this name because from what I'm hearing, once again, from that Triple H press conference, this is one man spearheading production like this, and his name is Lee Fitting. Liv Morgan gets beat up backstage. I hope Rhea Ripley really didn't injure her shoulder, because it seems like when Liv Morgan like made a threw her into the wall or something happened where I felt like Rhea Ripley felt a little weird on her shoulder, and I don't know. We'll hopefully she was just selling it well. But Liv Morgan attacked Rhea Ripley. Dominic Mysterio comes out. Or he goes to Rhea Ripley aid and tries to help her out. Then the camera in his face, that he says, "Yo, get out of here." He pushes the camera out, and the camera, it goes, and instead of it getting pushed out and it goes to the other camera, it stays on the camera that got pushed, and it goes from backstage into the ring. And when you go into the ring, it's like somebody's already coming out. I think it's Indy Hartwell. Yeah, she's already coming out, and she's already like doing her interest thing. And the camera just automatically pans from backstage. We get to see backstage into the crowd, then right on Hartwell. Ah, man. Lee Fitting is doing a great job at just what they're rolling out. Just this different, like, if you've been a wrestling fan for a long time, or even if you're a new fan, we're all interested on what's going on backstage. If we never been backstage at a wrestling event, or we don't know anybody or have family members or friends in the wrestling, we always wonder, like, what the fuck is it like backstage? And just to see these backstage segments before matches and not just the same old fucking cutscenes, commercials, and the same redundant shit we've been seeing on Raw for close to 30 years is just a breath of fresh air. And I can't get enough of it. And it makes sitting through a 3-hour Raw a lot less painful. It's very entertaining. And let's just speak on that too. What do y'all think? Put in the comments if you want Raw to stay 3 hours or go back to 2. Me personally, I would like for Raw to go back to 2 hours. 3 is, to be honest, is just too much. I love wrestling. I love the content. I love everything, whatever. But 3 hours is a bit much, man. 8 to 11 watching wrestling. It's cool. I just feel like it's too much filler. Like an hour of that, it'd just be filler. And it could do without. And Raw, these Raws could be much more quality with just a 2-hour show. So she beats up Rhea Ripley. Then you got Indy Hartwell versus Roxanne Perez, the NXT champion. And this is just a night where they just putting the NXT champion over. They have a regular match. Something happens with Candice LeRae. I don't think I was even paying attention with whatever happened. It's just, I'm so over this storyline. I just want Candice LeRae to start drifting off to doing her own thing. Get away from Indy Hartwell. Turn your back on her, screw her, do whatever you're gonna do. Just start working on the Candice LeRae storyline and her path, because I like her as a heel. I like the heat she's catching. But this storyline is straight trash, and I'm uninterested in it. They have a regular match, and they continue to have issues, and somehow Indy Hartwell loses again. She lost to that girl from Academy. I can't even think of her name right now. Alpha Academy. Now she loses to Roxanne Perez, hits move, pop rocks, beats Indy Hartwell. No one gave a fuck. Commercial. The new Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn. Da, 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 da. Yo, Sami Zayn might got the best intro music. I don't care, man. Sami Zayn has the best entrance music in WWE. I love that shit, man. Sami Zayn comes out, new IC champion. Imperium, they interrupts. They about to jump on Sami Zayn, and Chad Gable comes out, and they figure, oh, let's fight. Okay, let's fight. Tag team match: Sami Zayn, Chad Gable versus Imperial. Commercial happens. Sheamus vignette comes on. I like Sheamus. I miss Sheamus. I'm glad to see him back. And I think from the rip, him and Gunther need to just go at it. Gunther, I know people want to see them put the title on Gunther, but let Cody have his run. Let Cody do whatever he's going to do. He's going to have a uphill battle being undisputed champion. It's not about to be no walk in the park for Cody. I don't think you throw Cody to Gunther just yet. That's like a WrestleMania match. Maybe Royal Rumble, SummerSlam type level match. Maybe one of the PLEs where they're over in Saudi Arabia or something like that. Don't do that yet. Don't write that story yet. I want to see Sheamus and Gunther, though. Gunther, what he did with the IC title, he doesn't need a title right now. He solidified his spot. He solidified his name. Now let's just build up some good storylines with Gunther. I think that would be the right course of action, and I think Gunther versus Sheamus will be one for the books. Instant classic. The tag match was a regular back and forth. Imperial whipping on Sami Zayn and Gable. That gave it up that, all right, Sami Zayn and Gable is going to win this, and no one will ever write Imperial going over the newly IC champion and Gable with his momentum going on. So they both do these triple German suplexes. Sammy does the kick. Gable does his superplex. I forgot that move. It's crazy where he using his strength to like. Oh my god, that he has the best superplex in the game. Well, yes, best superplex in the game. They win 1, 2, 3. No one was surprised about that. Commercial and a surprise. Jade Cargill, the future of women's professional wrestling, makes an appearance on Monday Night Raw. Looking incredible, but that was to be expected. She does that every single week. Jade Cargill comes out, kicks the living shit out of Chelsea Green. Man, she kicks the living shit out of Chelsea Green. I liked how it looked, but I think Jade might be just a tad bit too stiff. You know, hopefully Chelsea wasn't hurt. I got to look back at it. Maybe I'm just pussy and I'm just like was being overly dramatic, but it looked like an extremely stiff kick from what I was seeing. And, you know, Jade Cargill is a quick match. You know, she's in that phase right now, kind of where Braun Breaker is at, where he's going in, he's dominating, and it's not going to be no real back and forth. He's going to squash some people, and when he gets a reputable opponent, then that's when we can see a long form match. And the same with Jade. If she's going to squash for the next few weeks coming up, then they'll find a reputable opponent for her, and they'll get to do their thing. I'll put Jade with like Natalia or something. You got to put Jade with a vet that could work with her. She's not ready for Bianca. Well, that's why she's aligned with Bianca and Naomi. That's later on down the line that could happen. I think right now she needs to be beefing, having a feud with a veteran that could, like, you know what I mean, that she could really learn a lot from. But I think she's great. Jade Cargill's a star. So she has the it factor. You can't teach that. Anything she needs to work on could be worked on at the Performance Center. I'm so excited to see what they got coming up for Jade. Sami Zayn, they meet up with Chad Gable backstage, and Sami was like, man, I told you I got you, man. I did you a favor. So Chad, like, what? Sami like, nah, I'm fucking with you, man. I know you want this title. Next week in Canada, me versus you. No way in hell Chad Gable beats Sami Zayn in Canada. Spoiler alert. I don't even know why they're having this match. I feel like sometimes matches like this, you got to put some type of something in there to make us think it's a possibility Chad might win. It's a 0 chance Chad Gable beats Sami Zayn in Canada. This is a perfect time for him to go heel, though. But it just wouldn't happen. Like, we got to give Sami Zayn a respectable run at the IC title. We can't do him like Drew McIntyre and he have the title for 5 minutes and 40 seconds or whatever that is. Drew McIntyre comes out. They got a fatal 4-way match about to start. You got Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Bronson Reed, and Ricochet. Fatal 4-way, and I thought McIntyre was a shoo-in for this. Like, okay, McIntyre got screwed. Damian, you got to see McIntyre, like, for the number one contender. It's just obvious. But I was wrong. Fatal 4-way starts. Table gets set up. Was this a no DQ? Like, are fatal 4-ways automatically no DQ? If so, I wasn't notified of that. But guess it was no DQ. Table got set up. Bronson Reed put Jay through the table. Bronson Reed looks like a monster. WWE, they're behind him. They're pushing him. They think he's one of the next ones that's going to be leading us into this new era. Or not even leading, he'll be a top talent. And I could see Bronson Reed being a real monster. You know, I like Bronson Reed. He puts Jay through the table. Bronson Reed and Drew McIntyre, they're exchanging these chops. It was a lot harder than that, but they're exchanging some heavy ass chops, some grown man chops. That if I took some of them, man, my chest would be caved into my back, man. Like, I like that. I like that look. I like the look of Bronson Reed and Drew McIntyre. I actually want to see them actually in the match. Drew McIntyre picks up Bronson Reed for the Michinoku driver. My God, man. 330 pounds. Drew McIntyre is an absolute beast. It don't matter who, even Bronson Reed, CM Punk, whoever, if you stand, you see Drew McIntyre towering over you, man. This man is a monster, man. The Fatal 4-Way is fire, man. That's why I said it was a very solid show. This was a very solid main event. I usually don't like Fatal 4-Ways, but this one was really, really fire, man. McIntyre looked strong. Everybody looked good. Everybody had their spots. Ricochet does a 450 off the top rope. Bronson Reed, he gets beat up somehow. I forgot who. I think Drew beat him up, put him on the announcer table, the Spanish announce table. Ricochet does a 450 flip, and man, I hope he didn't broke a few ribs. Like, y'all gotta watch this. Just look up the highlights. He did a 450 flip, but he didn't land all the way on the table. He landed on the edge of the table, and man, it looked like it hurt like hell. Like 100%. That move did not hurt Bronson Reed. It hurt Ricochet, and it cost him a shot at the championship. Man. And there's one or two things. Either Ricochet did some awesome selling after that, or he really got hurt. And we want to see these spots. We want to see them do great. We want to see the crazy moves, but not at the expense of your health. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just don't like how he landed at the edge of that table. Hopefully he's not hurt. Ricochet is such a great talent. He has such great momentum going in. Even though they're starting to bullshit again, because he just lost the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. He just lost his Fatal 4-Way. So I hope WWE don't start his bullshit again. But in singles competition, he's been undefeated for the past few past few weeks. But we'll see. Drew McIntyre is about hit Jey Uso with the Claymore. 3, 2, 1 as he's running somewhere, I guess under the ring. CM Punk holds his ankle. He gets distracted. Jimmy Uso takes advantage. Hits him with a kick. Does Uso splash. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk costs Drew McIntyre not only the title he was just crowned at WrestleMania Night 2, cost them the #1 contender spot, putting Drew McIntyre at the back of the line when it comes to the World Heavyweight Champion. Please, WWE Creative, y'all need to write that McIntyre makes it his life mission to destroy CM Punk. This is going to be one of the best feuds we've seen in a long time. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. I hope that Drew McIntyre re-signed with WWE. I see no reason why he wouldn't. WWE is at the height of things they've been in a very long time, and he been through the thick of things. He been there in the trenches when this WWE was a very hard program to watch. Drew McIntyre been there. I really hope he sticks around. because what Paul Levesque got for Drew McIntyre, as far as creative, they're not going to drop the ball with that. CM Punk versus Drew will be one of the greatest feuds that we've seen in a long time. And I honestly want to see Drew destroy CM Punk. I want to see Drew make CM Punk life a living hell. You don't screw no man out of his new championship, his WrestleMania moment, and you screw him out the number one contender spot, and you just walking around like you old CM Punk. Nah. It don't happen like that. Drew needs to take this savagery to the next level. We need to start seeing, like when we seen the legend killer Randy Orton start going on his sixth sadistic run. We need to see a level like that, like a Brock Lesnar when he was destroying everything. We need to see straight carnage, straight destruction from Drew McIntyre. And I think that's what we're gonna see. This was a solid show on Monday Night Raw, man. I'm not gonna lie, once again, it wasn't the greatest show of all time, but it was a very, very solid show. I'm not mad at it at all. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the next few weeks. We got Friday Night SmackDown. And it's the start of the new year if you're a WWE fan. It's the start of a new year, start of a new era. And we starting it off hot. We started it off right. We started off in Philadelphia. And I'm interested to see what SmackDown got. We got the draft coming up, so I will be covering that. And we got some other content coming for the channel, so stay tuned for that. Once again, I appreciate the comments, appreciate the likes, appreciate the views, appreciate the subscriptions. Bobby Monsoon 215.